mean, I think we're seeing a lot of young players that are playing really, really well. And even this weekend, there's been a lot of those 16s who played last week coming back and playing for their first teams. So it's been nice to see the young players playing both levels of the game, but the standard is really high. I mean, I must say that it's a really good tournament to watch because the standard's really high, from the teams from Cape Town, to the teams from Gauteng, to the KZN teams and the Zimbabwean teams. The teams from everywhere have just been really good.
The basketball culture has been good. It's been growing every year and getting better and better. The kids are beginning to love it, and you find this by every time we have Form 1s coming in the first term, we'll have at least 40 kids coming to play basketball, and they continue to play basketball. Of course, not all of them will make it to the senior team when they're seniors, but the culture is growing, and when they're not playing, they want to come and support, they want to come and do stats and do the table. They're now basically rallying behind it. And this year has been a good year for us. Past 3 years actually, because we've had kids who've grown to understand the sport and become students of the sport, of the game. And in Zimbabwe, we're number 2. We're number 2, 3, 1 in the past 4 years. And this year we've had a great unbeaten season in the league. And we're hoping to carry it on because we played the stronger schools, but just a couple more to go. And then we see the return leg in the third term. We came here with the goal of achieving success, and I've been pleased with the way the boys have played. We lost in the semis to Pretoria boys. Because my boys are not morning people because they just didn't have energy. But I'm pretty happy that they maintained the culture. It's our 3rd time coming here, and of all the 3 times we've been here, we've reached the semi-finals. We always come out top 4. And this tournament's grown bigger, so being in the top 4 out of 32 schools, I think it's a great achievement. And to consider that I don't really have big size compared to other schools, and I've been really impressed with my boys. But what I must give to is Western Cape, because I've seen them coming here and they've been losing year in, year out, but this year they've surprised everybody. It's like a fairy tale. And they don't have the size, but the kids are just playing beautiful basketball.
Our boys and girls are currently, they were the 2012 Top Schools champions. They won it last year at the Top Schools in Pretoria. The kids that come into our school, they normally get selected via the federation or via coaches scouting them. And how we do, if we do get them in the school, they do obviously their medical and whatever, and they also get to be checked out for their academics as well. The aim of the school is basically to make sure that the kids that come from our school is sorted basically to get into one day be able to make the senior national teams of any sort of sport basically, so specifically basketball for me then. So the aim is to get our kids to be at that level one day, provincial and senior level. The tournament started with a bang with us, and it's both to DHS and to Western Cape Sports School, because both teams came with fire since day one basically. And our boys sort of, they tried to really get as far as possible this year, because they knew they finished at 8th position. We play not in just a school league, we also play in the Federations League. And like with WPBA, we play in their league, and our boys are quite competitive in there. I mean, you play in we like say about 8 to 9 boys in one age group, and same way, but the girls is a bit less, you know. So like basically when we're playing, it's not a easy sort of, you know, league when we're playing. So it's kind of difficult, but that also helps us when we're playing at these types of events, because some of our kids get to play in the provincial team, and what they do is with the under 18 provincial team, they put them in the senior division, then they sort of compete. So a lot of our boys had that sort of experience playing in the Super League as well, you know, or playing in the men's first division. So I think this year they'll probably play first Super League, hopefully. Our boys can compete. These boys, they can compete at any level, and you can see that. I mean, 3 of them already came from national program. experience, you know. So that is the nice part. At least they also come in and give us a little boost, those three boys. And the one boy is his last year, is in grade 12 this year. So that was also a nice way to say a sort of farewell for him this year, to finish off this way. Only difference is we don't have tournaments in Cape Town. We don't host tournaments. And that's what our kids miss. We end up coming here to play tournaments. Whereas if we had these things at our, you know, in our place, bringing people to that side and letting them play, those kids would also have an experience, you know. But we don't get that. So if we could change that, it would be perfect. Because then we'd be able to compete even more, you know, at a better standard.
Well, it's been a tough one. Our first game we were playing against Western Cape School, of which we didn't have much of a rest, and we lost that game by 2 points. And the rest have been tough. It's because we don't have much of a heart, but I have true good players. You know, when it comes to defense, they always play hard, and they know exactly what to do. Regarding the other games, it was just minor decisions that they took, of which they were wrong, and they nearly cost us a game. But we managed to fix those mistakes. I think right now we're on the right spot. The mentality of our players is really good. The focus is there, and we know exactly what we're going to do right now. And when we reach the finals, because we played against Pretoria boys in the pool crossing, and we know exactly what we have to do when it comes to the finals. If you look at the players that I have, most of them are inexperienced. I have about 4 guys that are seniors, then the rest are inexperienced players. And it's really hard for them to make some adjustment when it comes to this tournament. But it's a learning curve again for them. They know exactly when they have to come back, when they have to go back to KZN, it's a matter of fixing 1, 2, 3, then so they can become good players. It's going to be a continuous program. I'm looking at a situation where I have 3 guys that are in matric, of which for next year I'm going to try and get the guys that are doing grade 10. And the most important thing is about developing basketball to a certain level and making sure that I reach that goal in the next 3 or 4 years.
Western Cape is considered a good basketball region in South Africa, but so is KwaZulu-Natal. DHS is a long-time favorite with a reputation. In this, the final before the final, that reputation would stay put.
At this point, DHS just beat Western Cape Sports School. I would have liked to see the Western Cape Sports School go through, but unfortunately they didn't. So in the final it would be DHS versus Pretoria boys, and I'd want the Gauteng team to take it, so I will go with Pretoria boys.
I think Boys High, if they play better today than they did 2 days ago against DHS, they have to lock down the number 10 from DHS. He went off for about 11 3-pointers on them the other day. So they really have to make sure that they're locking him down defensively today, and just that they're getting the ball in good areas. The posts from Boys High have to get more involved offensively. Defensively, they were doing a really brilliant job. They were blocking well, but on the offensive end of the floor, they need to get a lot more involved in terms of scoring-wise, because they're a lot bigger than DHS. DHS isn't as big as Boys High is. So the post players from Boys High got to show up. They got to lock down the number 10 from DHS.
The tournament for us has gone pretty well, with the exception, of course, with the game we lost against Durban High School. But besides that, no, the tournament's gone very well for us. In that game, they caught us in the first quarter. They got a bit of a run, and our boys weren't ready for the game when the tip-off happened. So first thing to fix that problem, we started the warm-up a bit earlier, just to get the guys ready for the game. And having played them already, we know the types of adjustments we have to make in terms of which are their key players and the type of defense which was most effective for us in the previous game. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but the boys, the conditioning is really in a good place, and we've had a couple of games, league games before the tournament, so our guys have been playing a lot of basketball recently. So, we're very confident of our chance of winning this game. Very confident about it. DHS has been around as number 1 team for a very long time, and of course the coaching staff there, the experience they have from playing previous tournaments will aid them. But our chances for this game are very good. Our boys are focused. We play a lot of basketball. Our team is fresh, we're ready, and feeling very confident about this game.
Pretoria Boys High School had a good season leading up to this tournament. They had been undefeated so far in their league. Such a tournament would test their mettle with teams from further afield.
I think they play together. They're scrambled. They still have some work to do, skills-wise and being able to finish. But they play hard. That's one thing about this tournament. You have young people that here they want to play. They give it their all. You know, even if the gadget doesn't go in, they're going to fight. And Pretoria Boys that I've seen, you know, with the big number 11, his black shots, you know, he's not as quite coordinated yet, but with time he's going to get there. But he fights, you know, black shot, rebound, and that helps his team, you know, make it to the finals. You know, Durban High, which is the other team. You know, you have like Thabo that went to BWB twice. Actually, I think he's the MVP of this tournament. He has lots of potential. And, you know, with both guys on either side, you know, it can go either way. There's lots of potential. This country actually doesn't envy any other country. You have the facilities, you have infrastructure, you have everything you need. I just think that it lacks organizations, you know. They need to be more organized, and we will be able to grow like talented players. I've seen some talented players, but we, you know, as coaches, we had to do a better job on going out of our way to spot and scout, even in the malls and all these places. Try to scout, you know, scout more talent and bring him and introduce them to the game of basketball. That will really help this country.
DHS asserted their dominance in good time, so they were able to keep their rhythm and ride out whatever uneven parts in their game to keep themselves ahead.
From what you see from a tournament like this, the game is developing all over the country. We're hungry. Guys are hungry to play, kids are hungry. I mean, look at this tournament. The potential is there to play. Now all we need is some structured leagues and something for the kids to aim for after this. So once they've finished high school and maybe varsity, give them something to aim for, something to play for, so it's not just high school basketball and then you're done with basketball, because we're losing a lot of talent like that. So I think if we can give the kids something to play for after school, so they can, when they finish school, matriculated, so they got something to aspire to in our country and not go look for their future overseas, then we'll be in a good position.
Say well done to the boys. What actually happened, they came up fighting. If you look at it, the last quarter of which we're trailing with a couple of baskets, and the whole idea was about the focus and make sure that we get all the rebounds, because you know we were struggling to box the big man, and he was getting basket good in the foul. So the whole idea was about let's try to maintain, you know, the position. Whatever that we get, we have to make sure that we score. Of which the opposition were really, really good when it comes to playing that defense. That's how we struggle when it comes to a couple of minutes. Well, right now it's a matter of building up, of which we're taking one tournament at a time, and the big one is coming up, of which we're still going to be working on our mistakes.
Durban High School holds it down on top of the heap as we look at the rest of the standings.
Yeah, all the teams, thanks very much for coming from afar, and hope they made a lot of friends and much camaraderie, and hope to see them back next year.
And that brings us to the end of this show. Catch you on the flip side. Peace!